Let me tell you something. Success ain't magic. It's a routine. Everybody out here wants success like it's a lottery ticket. They want to wake up rich, wake up fit, wake up famous. But success doesn't show up at your door with a ribbon on it. No, success shows up after you've been showing up daily, on time, with heart and without excuses. Wake up with purpose, not just an alarm. That alarm clock isn't just a sound to drag you out of bed. It's your starting bell. It's the announcement that the world is about to give you 24 brand new hours, and what you do with them is entirely on you. See, most people hear that alarm and groan. They roll over, slap the snooze button, and drift back into a dream, not realizing that they're hitting pause on their reality. But champions, winners, builders, they don't snooze life away. They rise up with intention, knowing that each morning is a fresh shot at greatness. You can't build a successful life by living on autopilot. You have to get up with conviction, like someone who's on assignment. Purpose doesn't wait for you to feel like it. It demands you move whether you're tired, sore, frustrated, or scared. That's why waking up with purpose means setting the tone for your whole day. When your feet hit the floor, your mindset should already be locked in. You're not getting up to see what happens today. You're getting up to make something happen. That's the difference. Your morning should be your launch pad, not your warm-up. Don't drag through it like a zombie waiting for coffee to kick in. Set a routine that energizes your spirit. Say a prayer. Speak affirmations. Look in the mirror and remind yourself who you are and where you're going. Get in motion. Read something that fuels your ambition. Work out, stretch, journal. Move your body and your brain in the same direction forward. Don't just react to the day. Lead it. Because here's the truth. When you start your day without a plan, you've already surrendered it. You've opened the door for distractions, for other people's agendas, for chaos to creep in and steal your time. But when you wake up with purpose, you don't just take control of your morning, you take control of your future. You start stacking wins early. You start feeding your confidence. And once momentum is on your side, it's a lot harder for doubt or fear to shake you. People who win in life don't leave their mornings to chance. They treat them like sacred time. They protect it. They know the morning isn't just about getting ready. It's about getting ahead. They don't ask, can I get 5 more minutes of sleep? They ask, what can I conquer in the next 5 hours? They rise up not just because the clock says it's time, but because their calling does. Wake up with clarity. Wake up with fire in your belly. Wake up knowing that every single morning is a golden opportunity to rewrite your story. Because if you don't command your morning, you'll spend the rest of your day reacting to the world instead of creating it. Gratitude before grind. That's the mindset that separates those who live in peace from those who chase success and still feel empty. Every morning before the hustle, before the emails, before the meetings, before the to-do lists and deadlines, take just 5 minutes to thank God for what you already have. Not for what's coming, not for what you're praying will happen, but for what is right here, right now. Your breath, your bed, your ability to rise and try again. That small window of reflection, of real quiet gratitude, sets the tone for everything that follows. Most people jump straight into the day without checking in with their spirit. They're rushing to win without realizing they've already been given more than most. That heartbeat in your chest, that's a gift. That roof over your head, that's favor. That food in the kitchen, that's provision. And if you overlook those blessings, you'll end up chasing more and more without ever feeling fulfilled. Gratitude grounds you. It reminds you that even if you're not where you want to be yet, you're further than you used to be. That kind of reflection doesn't slow you down, it powers you up. Because when you take time to thank God first, your whole perspective shifts. You start moving through the day with appreciation instead of anxiety. You stop looking at what you lack and start seeing how rich you already are. in health, in opportunity, in relationships, in lessons learned. That's the kind of mindset that attracts more. Why would God pour more into a cup that's never satisfied? When you're grateful, it tells heaven, I recognize the blessings. I value them. I'm ready for more because I know how to honor what I've got. And that 5-minute habit, it's not about being religious, it's about being intentional. You can do it in silence, in prayer, in a journal, on a walk. Just pause and acknowledge what's already working in your life. Name it, feel it, give thanks for the doors that opened and even the ones that closed, because both taught you something. When you lead with gratitude, you don't grind out of desperation. You grind with confidence, with peace in your spirit, with joy on your path. That's a different kind of hustle. That's the kind that sustains you. So before you ask for the promotion, thank him for the position. Before you chase the dream, thank him for the vision. Before you complain about the struggle, thank him for the strength you're building through it. Gratitude before grind isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's putting your soul in alignment before your schedule takes over. It's making sure your heart is right before your hands get busy. When you learn to pause in the morning and be still just long enough to say thank you, you unlock a power that no amount of grinding can match. You start the day from a place of wholeness, and from there everything else flows. Set goals, not wishes. It's a massive difference between hoping for something and declaring that it will happen. Most people are out here living on wishes. I wish I had more money. I wish I could lose weight. I wish I had a better job. But a wish is passive. It waits. It dreams without direction. A goal is active. It moves. It has a name, a deadline, a plan. If you want something real in life, stop wishing and start writing. Grab a pen, grab a notebook, and get specific. Don't just say, I want to be successful. Say, I want to earn this much by this date doing this kind of work. That clarity turns hope into action. When you write it down, something changes. It becomes real. It stares back at you. It challenges you. It's no longer floating in your head with all the distractions and doubts. It's sitting there waiting for you to do something about it. That's power. And it doesn't stop at the paper. Once it's written, speak it out loud. Tell yourself what you're going after. Say it with your chest. Let your own voice hear your own dream, because your words have weight. You don't have to shout it to the world, but you do have to declare it to yourself. And once you've spoken it, walk like it already belongs to you. Move with the confidence of someone who's already seen it happen. That's not arrogance. That's faith in motion. You've got to believe in the thing before you hold it. You've got to prepare for it like it's coming. If your goal is to run a business, start studying leadership now. If your goal is to buy a home, start budgeting like a homeowner now. You don't wait until the goal arrives to act successful. You act successful so the goal knows where to land. But too many people are just floating. They get up and let the day lead them instead of leading the day. They're waiting for signs, waiting for motivation, waiting for someone to save them, but nobody's coming. The rescue is in your routine. The breakthrough is in your blueprint. That's why goals matter. They give structure to your energy. They give purpose to your hustle. They filter your choices. When you know where you're going, you stop wasting time on things that don't take you there. This isn't about being perfect. You'll stumble, you'll have setbacks, you might even want to quit. But if the goal is clear and you keep it in front of you, it pulls you forward. A written goal is like a magnet. It draws out the discipline, the creativity, and the grind you didn't even know you had. So set goals with your whole heart. Don't just hope life will get better. Decide where it's going. Write it down, say it out loud, and walk in the direction like it's already yours. Because the truth is, it is. You just haven't arrived yet. Discipline over motivation every single time. Motivation is a beautiful feeling, but it's unreliable. It comes and goes like the wind. One day you're fired up, ready to take on the world, and the next day you don't even want to get out of bed. That's where most people fall off. They wait for motivation to show up like it's a guest of honor. But success doesn't wait for your feelings to line up. It waits for your discipline to kick in. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. It's what you do when the hype is gone, when no one's watching, when the only voice pushing you is the one inside your head. If you want to win consistently in life, you've got to stop depending on mood swings. You need a system, a rhythm, a routine so tight that success doesn't become optional, it becomes inevitable. Discipline means you've already decided. You don't need to think about it every day. You don't need to have a pep talk in the mirror. You just do it. You show it, whether it's raining, whether you're tired, whether the world is cheering or completely silent. That kind of consistency is what separates the dreamers from the doers. People often think successful folks are motivated all the time. That's a lie. They're just disciplined. They've trained themselves to follow through. They don't wait for the perfect mood. They create the momentum by sticking to the plan. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't need inspiration to do it. You just do it because it's part of your daily rhythm. Your goals deserve the same level of commitment. Discipline is how you build trust with yourself. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you prove to yourself that you're serious. You stop breaking promises to yourself. And that internal trust builds confidence. It builds character. It builds results. Discipline turns chaos into order. It turns pressure into progress. And when life gets messy, and it will, your routine becomes your anchor. It keeps you grounded while everything else tries to throw you off track. You want to be in shape. You can't wait to feel like working out. You got to hit the gym on the days you're sore, tired, or stressed. You want to build a business? You can't just work when inspiration hits. You've got to show up every day, even when the sales are slow or the feedback is quiet. That's where success is born, in those quiet, unglamorous, behind-scenes moments where you choose discipline over comfort. Motivation might get you started, but discipline finishes the race. It's the habit of showing up that builds mastery. It's the daily repetition that stacks results. You don't rise by doing what's easy. You rise by doing what's necessary again and again until the outcome is undeniable. Set your routine so solid, so clear, so locked in that your goals have no choice but to fall into place. That's the real secret to winning. Protect your circle, because the people closest to you are either feeding your fire or pouring water on it. Who you surround yourself with is not just a lifestyle choice, it's a success strategy. You can be the most talented, disciplined, driven person on earth, but if you're constantly surrounded by negativity, jealousy, laziness, or small thinking, it will drag you down. It's like trying to run with anchors tied to your leg. You can't soar with people who are afraid to leave the ground. You can't dream big if everyone around you is comfortable playing small. Take a hard look at your circle. Are they pushing you forward, encouraging your growth, challenging your comfort zone, or are they subtly holding you back? Not everyone is meant to go with you to the next level. Some people were only meant for a chapter, not the whole story. And if you try to carry everyone with you, you lose momentum trying to explain your vision to people who were never supposed to understand it. Protecting your circle means being intentional about your relationships. It means understanding that not everyone deserves access to your energy. If someone constantly drains you, doubts you, disrespects your dreams, or mocks your progress, that's not just a toxic person. That's a threat to your purpose. And you can't afford to entertain that. You have to treat your energy like currency and your environment like sacred ground. Successful people don't just protect their time. They protect their space. Because energy is contagious. If you spend enough time around complainers, you'll start complaining. If you're around lazy people, you'll start settling. But if you're around grinders, thinkers, believers, your standard will rise just to keep up. The truth is, not everyone wants to see you win. Some people are only comfortable with you as long as you're not doing better than them. The moment you start leveling up, growing, changing, they'll start throwing shade, questioning your motives, making you feel guilty for evolving. Don't fall for it. Growth requires separation, and sometimes protecting your circle means cutting ties. Not in anger, but in alignment. You're not better than anyone, but you're better off without the wrong ones. Find people who want to see you thrive. People who clap when you win and help you up when you fall. People who don't just tolerate your ambition, they inspire it. Build a circle where vision is normal, where discipline is respected, where talking about goals is standard conversation. You deserve to be around people who remind you of your greatness, not your limitation. Because success doesn't drive with bitterness, jealousy, or fear. It travels with belief, with excellence, with support. And when your circle is strong, your back is covered, your focus sharpens, and your grind becomes powerful. You move differently when you're surrounded by people who want to see you succeed just as much as you do. That's not just support, that's strategy. So guard your space like your future depends on it, because it does. Reflect and reset nightly, because the end of the day isn't just for sleep, it's for strategy. Most people crash into bed exhausted, letting the day fade away without a second thought. But champions, builders, people who are serious about success, they take a moment to sit with the day. They don't just go through life, they grow through it. Every night is an opportunity to gather wisdom, to course correct, to acknowledge progress, and to prepare for another shot at greatness. That 5 to 10 minutes of reflection can transform how you live, how you lead, and how you level up. You've got to get in the habit of looking back, not with judgment, but with awareness. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What small win did I create, no matter how minor it seems? Did I keep a promise to myself? Did I take a step toward my goals? Celebrate those wins, because that's fuel for your spirit. When you recognize your effort, you reinforce the habit. That pat on the back you give yourself is just as important as any outside applause. It builds confidence. It reminds you that you're not standing still, you're moving. Then take a moment to look at what didn't go so well. Not to beat yourself up, but to build yourself up. Maybe you got distracted. Maybe you let fear hold you back. Maybe you missed the mark. That's okay. Own it. Growth doesn't come from perfection. It comes from correction. When you face your mistakes head on, they lose their power to define you. You turn losses into lessons, and those lessons become leverage. That kind of honesty is how you sharpen your edge and stay in control of your path. And don't wait for the new year or a big crisis to reset. Do it nightly. Clear the clutter, release the stress. Forgive yourself for what didn't get done. Success isn't about doing everything in one day. It's about doing the right things consistently, day by day. That's why the reset is just as important as the grind. It keeps your spirit light and your focus sharp. You don't carry the weight of today into tomorrow. You extract the wisdom and let the rest go. Finally, plan the next day before your head hits the pillow. Don't leave tomorrow up to chance. Be the boss of your own time. Write it down. Know what matters. Set your intentions. That way, when you wake up, you're not wandering, you're executing. You start the day clear, not confused. Focused, not frantic. Because the battle is already half won when you begin with a plan. The best don't just hustle. They reflect, they adjust, they prepare. That's how they keep growing while everyone else is just going through the motions. So before you close your eyes each night, check in with your progress, your purpose, and your plan. That's how you close the day like a boss and wake up ready to own the next one.